You are like the most incredible guitar player I have ever seen in my entire life.
Oh, thank you, man.
It's just amazing, just amazing. I researched you for about a week and a half before I came here because I kind of knew that I was going to interview you, and just so fast, man.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like just playing a bunch of different styles, and it's more of a how should I say? It keeps my brain occupied. I love knowledge, of music. It's the only thing that really kind of occupies my brain. I really enjoy it a lot.
Right. All right, well, I'm going to start asking you some questions.
Okay.
What made you decide early in life that you were going to play guitar, and where did you learn how to play?
Well, I think it sounds kind of cheesy, but the guitar kind of chose me because I started playing at such a young age, and I loved it so much. I never put it down. And I just started taking lessons very early on, too. And I was so interested in it and so excited about it. And I still take lessons today.
Well, like I said, man, I can't give you enough kudos because you're absolutely phenomenal.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
What do you try to capture in your guitar playing and in your solo CDs?
Well, I try to give it variety because if I come out with a solo instrumental CD, I don't want to be another clone of somebody. So I try to give it as much variety as possible, like different styles of music, so it'll catch people's ear. Even if they're not a fan of that style of music, they're a fan of guitar playing, and hopefully it'll inspire some people to, play some different styles.
Excellent. Do you feel The Art of Malice is the best CD you have put out yet?
I feel like that way about all my CDs. So yeah, I'm very close to that CD right now because, it's my newest one. It's my fifth one, John 5, fifth solo album. And yes, I feel like, it might be my best one.
Awesome. Who would you say is the most influential person in your life?
Well, let's see. That's a great question. I look for inspiration everywhere, and I look to be inspired everywhere with music or movies or stories or anything like that. But I've had epiphanies through my whole life, starting at a young age with Hendrix and Van Halen and moving, all through the people. But I'm always looking to be inspired.
That's excellent. I mean, obviously, Rob must.
Oh, yeah. Well, Rob is such a great inspiration with how hard he works and how he runs his life, and it's very inspiring.
I've always been a major fan of him. Now I'm a major fan of yours. Slash said, hands down, one of the most mind-blowing guitarists around. And Steve Vai said, John 5 is an underrated guitar giant. My question is, what do you think or say when you hear things like this about you from some of the best in the business?
Well, to tell you the God-honest truth, I would have never thought that I would be doing what I'm doing. What I wanted to do when I was a child was be a session musician. I never thought I'd become it's even hard to say, like a rock star, but I never even dreamt that. My mind didn't even go that far. I just wanted to be a session guy, and to have some of my guitar heroes say that and even know my name is incredible. I mean, it's a true honor, and I don't take it for granted at all.
You seem like a very down-to-earth person.
I am. Everybody's the same.
Right. I mean, and I've run into people, they're like, oh, you meet this one, you meet that one, and they're like so awestruck, and I'm like, you know what? They're people just like you and I.
There's no difference.
And they work very hard at what they do.
Absolutely. There's no difference.
What plans, if any, do you have in the future for the Loser?
I don't know. What happened with Loser is I had a record deal with Loser, and then Rob Zombie asked me to go on tour, so I chose Zombie, and but I'm going to be with Rob as long as Rob wants me around, so I'm not going anywhere.
Who wouldn't? I mean, I'd choose Rob too,
Yeah, it's great.
When you work for an artist like Rob, what kind of creative influences do you have on their work? Do you have free reign, so to speak, or do they give you an idea of what they're looking for?
They always give me an idea of what they're looking for. If I write for Skinner or Scorpions or someone, Meatloaf or Zombie, they always have an idea of what they're looking for.
First of all, I got to ask you this question. What is it like working and performing with Rob Zombie?
It is, it's great, and I don't take it for granted because the grass is not always greener. I love being in Zombie because I've been in other situations, and, I know when it's the best of times, and this is definitely the best of times.
Yeah, I'd say so.
It is. It's great. I'm having a lot of fun.
As I said earlier, I really think your playing is explosive. I've never heard playing like yours ever. Do any of the older guitar gods have an impact on how you play or what you play?
One more time, I'm sorry.
Do any of the older guitar gods have an impact on how you play or what you play?
Oh, absolutely. 100%. I love Roy Clark. I love, Jimi Hendrix, and I love Eric Clapton and Jimmy Page. And, there's so many, the Eagles and the Stones, Keith Richards, George Harrison. I mean, I love music, and I love guitar players, and I can get something from everyone.
Well, it shows. I mean, even in your YouTube videos, it's like I can see the heart and the soul when you play.
Yeah, I love it. I'm a fan of music.
I believe that there's not anyone on the face of this planet, from what I've seen, that could come close to the way you play. Do you think there is anyone on this earth that could come close to the way you play?
Well, it's funny you say that. I am not the kind of guitar player that's a competitive guitar player. I'm the kind of guitar player that is looking for knowledge, and I have fun learning. So I don't look at it as competitive at all. I look at it as my lifestyle and fun and just enjoyable. I never look at it as, oh, I can't do that, or you can do that. I just don't look at it that way. I enjoy it, and just like I enjoy life.
Right. Well, let me try to rephrase it a little better. Not competitive, but like, can you pick bits and pieces from other guitar players that maybe would be the same thing you would do, or vice versa?
I think I take an amalgamation of all guitar players in all genres, and then put it all in one piece. That's what I tried to do.
Mold it into your own.
Yes.
That's so cool. You worked with many amazing artists in the industry, and I can't even begin to count. What was it like working for some of the biggest names in rock and roll?
It's a strange dream because, I always wanted to be Eddie Van Halen, and to work with David Lee Roth, is incredible, who's a great friend of mine, still today. And it is odd to think, because that was, and working with Paul Stanley and all these people, and they were my superheroes. I didn't have a Superman or a Spider-Man or anything. It was, Van Halen and Kiss and, all these guys that are my friends and I've worked with. So it is very weird. It's just like, Superman coming over and saying, "Hey, how are you today?" It's great. It is a pleasure.
Well, that's really good, man, and you deserve everything you achieve, because I'll tell you, you obviously work very hard.
I do work very hard,
and I have a lot of respect for you. Where do your creative juices come from, and what do they say?
Like I was saying before, I just look for inspiration everywhere.
Okay.
I look for it everywhere, and hopefully it comes when it comes.
Awesome. Who is John 5 the person?
John 5 the person is a very, normal, stay at home, play guitar, watch movies, very, very normal. Someone that you wouldn't expect from seeing on stage.
Yeah, I have to admit, because I directed a few people to your webpage, and they're like, "Oh my God, he's scary.
Yeah.
He shaves his eyebrows."
Yeah, right.
And that was actually, I want to get to that in a minute, but are there any plans for another solo album in the near future?
I always work on things, so yes, in the future there'll be something like that.
Why do you shave your eyebrow?
You know, it's funny because I did shave my eyebrows. It gives you it changes your face completely. If you shaved your eyebrows, you would look like a completely different person.
Oh, I bet I would.
It's wild, and that's why.
Well, I'll tell you, some of the makeup that you wear is absolutely, I love it.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't.
It's entertainment.
Oh, it is, and I got to give you credit. Do you do your own makeup?
Yeah.
You do it all?
Yeah.
Rob does too, and
Yep.
everybody else? I seen Rob at the Palladium in Worcester, I can't even remember when, and his stage show was amazing.
Wait till you see it tonight.
I was just going to ask, what do you think of his stage show, and you know how his creativity actually is from, because I know, you know, he's big into the movies, you know, he does a lot of work with that. Does any of that bleed into you?
Absolutely. I mean, I always look and try to see what he's doing and how he does it, and to learn, because I love to learn. Because when you see the show tonight, it's so big and everything's got to be just right, and there's a lot that's going into it.
Yeah,
You'll see it tonight. So I try to look and get as much as possible.
Yeah, he is a perfectionist, and
He is.
you know, I tried to get an interview with him and you, and I'm glad I got it with you, because I'll tell you, when I first started researching you, I was like, man, this guy is just,
Thank you.
I can't believe anybody on the face of this planet plays the way you play.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Now, a couple more quick questions. I think I read something about, did you design your own pedals?
I did. I have my own signature guitar with Fender, and I have a signature pedal with Samson, and you know, my own guitar strings and things like that. And I did the guitar so, you know, kids can buy them, and they're great guitars. You know, I love the Fender guitars, and it's just, to me, it's what I started playing, and I love the Telecaster. It was our first electric guitar, and I'm very honored to be associated with that company. So it's like the Rolls Royce of guitars. So
Yeah, definitely.
I'm very happy to be associated with them.
Is there, I mean, I know you like Fender a lot, but would you say that is your favorite guitar to play
Absolutely, the Telecaster for sure.
with? And do you play, I don't recall, do you play any other instruments?
I dabble. I do like mandolin and bass, and you know, anything with a string, I'll pluck it.
Cool. Well, we're just about at 15 minutes. I don't want to run over. I'm very prompt and precise.
Thank you.
I know you're very busy and you have a lot to do. So I want to thank you.
Thank you very much.
I want to wish you nothing but the best of luck. I'm going to continue to follow you because, again, I've always loved guitar myself, and I haven't found anybody that compares to Hendrix or Page in my life. And when I seen you, I was like, man, this is him. This is the guy that, and I hate to say this because they are my idols, that puts them in the dust.
Yeah, well, wait till you see the show. It's a lot of fun.
You're just so fast. When I was watching on YouTube, your hand actually disappeared. And I was like, man, this guy is unreal. But again, I thank you very much.
Thank you very much.